this is about the InfosecTrain, right? After that, we have the agenda for the masterclass. As I already mentioned here, we will be talking about ISC2 Certified in Cybersecurity exam. Okay, we will be talking about it. What is ISC2? What is CC? And then we will be discussing about core knowledge domains of and question distribution, navigation tips, scoring mechanism, all these things we will be discussing about in this session. Other than that, I will be helping you out to know like all the proven tactics you should know in order to solve the tricky questions. Okay, whatever tricky questions are there, how you can solve it. Okay, what tips, tricks you should know for sitting like to qualify the exam. I will be sharing that as well. And then we will be talking about how the CC accelerates professional growth and opens new opportunities for you. And in the end of the session, we will have live Q&A questions, like whatever doubts you have, you can ask me. Okay, not in the end of the session, in between also you can ask, right? So this is what agenda we have for the masterclass. So without further delaying, let's continue with the ISC2. So when we talk about this ISC2, it is what? It is a, international information security, a system security certification. So ISC2 is a vendor, right? It is a non-profit organization that focuses on cybersecurity training certifications for professionals worldwide. Okay. Uh, it it is described as world's largest IT security organization, and it is widely known for valuable certification and credentials options. Okay. It has hundreds of thousand members across the globe who hold ISC2 certifications, right? And its credentials are recognized and respected across industries, government, enterprises. So if I tell you more certificates in ISC2, CISSP, okay, this certificate is offered by ISC2 only. Okay, SSCP is there, CCSP is there, CLSSP. So many certificates are there, okay, which are offered by ISC2, and CC is also one of the certificate which is offered by ISC2. Okay, it is certified in cybersecurity and it is an entry level certification for beginners in cybersecurity. Okay, so if you're new into cybersecurity, let's say you know nothing about cybersecurity, no basic terminologies, nothing. So CC is something which is for you. So here you will learn about basic of cybersecurity, like all the basic things. So when we will discuss about the domain, okay, I don't know whether you guys are new into cybersecurity or you're already working. When we talk about the CC exam, okay, CC certification is certified in cybersecurity, right? It is an entry level certification which is offered by ISC2. Okay, so what happened here, like ISC2, it is like this certification, this CC certification which we are getting, it is like when you take the first step toward a rewarding career, you can go for certified in cybersecurity. Okay, so it is free cybersecurity certificate we have for a limited time. Okay, uh, I would say anytime ISC Square can say that, okay, we won't provide the free certificate anymore. So if you go to the website also, you can see that it's written there that its free exam is there for a limited time. Okay, and for people who wants to start their career, like the one who are new to cybersecurity, they need no work experience. Okay, this is entry level. You don't, no work experience is required to sit for this exam. Okay, you are new into cybersecurity, you know nothing about it, still you can go for it. So that's why I always say it is an entry level course. Okay, so it what it helps, this certificate will validate your foundational knowledge, your skill which are necessary to understand and apply cybersecurity principles and practices. So when you go through the domain, okay, if you are new, then also if you are aware also, then also you will find one thing, that the way this ISC Square have crafted the domain, okay, in CC, okay, they have covered almost everything, not in very depth, okay, because it is for the entry level. So things are not in depth, but yes, you will know it. It is something which is touching all the points whatever you are going to learn in the cybersecurity journey, because it is something which is, I would say, very vast. Okay, so every small points, like whatever things you are going to get in future, you will see in CC. Okay, everything, every points are touched in each domain. Okay, so that is what we have for the CC. Other than that is, like you can say, it is designed for the beginners. Okay, it is designed for individual who are starting their career in cybersecurity. Okay, so that's why it this CC, it validate your foundational knowledge of cybersecurity principles. Okay, it will help you to have the availability to understand and apply basic security practices. Okay, and anyone who wants to start their career in, let's say, IT security, risk management, they wants to start their career in compliance, and they know nothing about cybersecurity. In the CC exam, CC exam can help you understand basic things. Okay, so you can just imagine CC as a first step towards your advanced certifications. Okay, it's like open door for you to enter into the cyber security. Okay, so this is what we have for the CC, which is certified in cyber security. Okay, now let's talk about some CC fast fact. So it is created in 2012. Okay, CC. Second thing is that it is 1 million certified, like part of ISC2, 1 million certified in cybersecurity program. So this CC, that's why CC is free. Okay, for limited period of time, because they want everyone to be certified in cybersecurity. That's why ISC Square made it free for a limited period of time. Okay, then it's entry level certificate, which with no experience required, and also pathway for cybersecurity career and advanced certification. I already discussed this thing. One thing about this exam, many people have this doubt. Okay, and I have given training on the same, so I always clear this thing, that people think that CC exam is free, like every time. Okay, but the catch is ISC Square will give you the voucher. Okay, free voucher only once. Only one time you will get the free voucher. If in case you won't able to pass it in first attempt, second attempt will not be free. So from second attempt onwards, you have to pay the fees, and then you will take the voucher, and then you will sit for the exam. Okay. So only first attempt is free. So whenever you go for the CC exam, make sure you prepare yourself well. Okay. And then you sit for it. Fine. So we will be talking about it now. Right, so this is the thing I want to tell before, only because many people have this doubt. They think that CC is free forever, and if in unfortunately if you won't pass in first attempt, you will be getting other attempts free of cost. But no, that is not the case. If you fail in first attempt, the second time whenever you go for the voucher, they will ask you to pay the like some amount of money, not some, like it is 21,000 INR, okay, in Indian rupees. So they will ask you to pay for it in the second attempt. Okay, so this is a catch, and nobody tell this thing, nobody discuss this thing, that second attempt is not free. Okay, so this is about the CC. Fine, yeah. Now, okay, now let's talk about the target audience. Who are the target audience we have? So as you can see here, like IT professionals, those who are working in IT and who wants to move into cybersecurity focused role, they can go for it. Okay. Someone if they want to change your career. Okay. Individuals who are from non-IT backgrounds. Okay. And they are looking to transition into cybersecurity. So they can also go for it. Right. Like someone, let's say from finance, auditing, or general tech who wants to step into cyber defense, they can also go for it. College students, like someone who is recent graduate, okay, students from computer science, IT, or related fields, who wants to make their resume better, so they can also go for this free certificate. It's an entry level certificate which is recognized, right? And executive seeking foundational knowledge, like let's say you want to know about the basic understanding of cybersecurity. Okay, In that case also you can go for this CC exam. Okay, so this is about the target audience. Now let's talk about the benefit. What benefits you will have when you obtain this exam? Okay, so if I'll tell you about the benefits of validation of a skill, one of the thing, right? So CC, if let's say you go for the exam, you came for the training, you learn about the exam and you go for the exam. So CC will prove that you understand foundational cybersecurity principles, like you know about access control, like you know about risk, you know about network security and all these things. Okay, so it will validate your skill. Other than that, career advancement. So having CC certificate can set you apart from like apart in entry level jobs. Okay, if there is some entry level job applications are there and you have this exam as well, so yes, it can help you to gain that, like somehow it will set you apart from other job applications. Then professional achievement, yes. So like let's say for students and career changer, so CC gives a sense of accomplishment that yes, I know something about cybersecurity because I went for CC exam and I passed it. So it's like your first milestone in cybersecurity. Okay, it will help you boost your confidence to pursue higher level certifications. So this is also a thing which you can have after having the CC certificate. And yes, the last one is a skill enhancement. So it will prepare you with practical cybersecurity knowledge. You will know about things like threats, vulnerability, security control, policies, and all these things. Okay, so this is a benefit. So it can CC certificate. CC certification is not just a credential, it's a career booster, I would say, and a foundation builder for anyone stepping into cybersecurity world. Okay, so this is about CC, what are benefits we have and all these things. Now let's talk about the domain, what we are going to cover for cybersecurity, what you will actually study when you enter into CC. Okay, so now let's discuss about the domains here. Okay, see, so total 5 domains we have in uh, CC, and if you go for this ISC2, okay, any certification, you will see one thing that they gave the weightage. Okay, all the certificates. Like if CISSP is there, SSCP is there, CCSP is there, anything is there, they will provide you the domain name and the weightage of each domain, what weightage you will get. Okay, this is how ISC square works. So here also in CC, we have total 5 domains, right? Security principle, domain 1. Domain 2 is business continuity, disaster recovery, incident response concepts. Domain 3 is access control concepts. Domain 4 is network security and domain 5 is security operations. So total 5 domains are there. Okay. If I'll tell you the weightage, as I already discussed, all the certificate have different weightage. Like domains have different weightage. Okay. So domain 1, which is, I would say, most important domain. Okay, it has 26% of weightage for the exam. Okay, that means maximum questions are going to come from domain 1. Okay, why it will come maximum questions from domain 1? We will see that when I'll discuss each domain briefly. Okay, domain 2, it has the least weightage, which is 10%. So it has least weightage is there. Okay, among all the domain, 10% is there. Okay. Now, if we talk about domain 3, okay, so domain 3 is access control concept. So domain 3 have 22% of weightage. Okay, and see, recently, whoever, like whatever, like my many of my students gave the CC exam recently. One thing which I came to know is from domain 3, okay, questions are coming right now, like lots of questions are coming from domain 3. So the questions which are coming from domain 3 is from types of access control. Okay, yes, questions are coming from there, although it has 22% of weightage, but I have heard lots of questions from this part as well. Okay, Then we have the domain 4, which I really like. I really like this domain. It has 24% of your weightage, okay, for the exam. And when we see this domain 4, okay, we'll see it in the upcoming slides. Uh, One thing about domain 4, which is network security, is here we will be talking about network. Okay. So in this domain, you will know the basic about networks, about the IP, ARP and all. And not only that, but about malware is also included here. Okay. About attacks are also included here in this domain. Also cloud. So all these things are added in network security. Okay. So that's why I always say this is very, I really like this domain. Okay. Domain number 4. It is lengthy, but many things are there. Okay. Then we have domain 5, which is security operations. So it has 18% of the weightage for the exam. So 18% weightage is there for it. So if you see all these domain, okay, as I already mentioned, security principle has maximum weightage, right? As you can see. So maximum questions you will find from 20 security principle. Okay. Then network security, where about malware, about social engineering, cloud, all these things are there. Then access control concepts. So maximum questions from access control concepts are from type of access controls, right? Role based, mandatory access control, all these things are there. And then we have fifth domain 5, which is security operations. So here we have encryption and all these things. We will be talking about it now. So this is a weightage. Okay, based on this weightage, questions will come for the exam. Okay, now after this, let's talk about each domain one by one. Okay, yeah. So we have domain 1, which is security principle, and it has 26% of the weightage. Okay. So here, what we are going to discuss in this domain. In domain 1, we have the CIA. Okay, we will be discussing about this CIA. CIA is something I will say, like it is about understanding security concept and information assurance. Okay. So CIA is a pillar of information security. So anyone, if you know, oh, okay, I've already written, I won't ask you, but CIA stand for confidentiality, integrity, availability. Okay, whatever certificate you will go, okay, wherever, whatever certificate you want to earn in cybersecurity, CIA is something which is very important. When we talk about defensive, okay, two sides are there, defensive and offensive. In the defensive, we are trying to protect the CIA. Confidentiality of your data means no unauthorized person can access your data. Okay, only the person with the right credentials can access your data. That is confidentiality. Integrity means no unauthorized person can what we call alter your data. Okay, that is integrity. Availability means the data should be available for the authorized person anytime they want. Okay, so this is CIA, and this is the pillar of information security, right? And in the offensive side, we are trying to breach it, means we will teach you how to attack. In the defensive side, we are trying to protect it. So this CIA is the one we are trying to breach or we protect. Okay, so that's why it is very important. And the domain 1 is start with this CIA. Confidentiality, integrity, availability, non-repudiation. Okay, authentication, authorization. So this is another part we discuss. Authentication is what? Authentication means when you're authenticating yourself somewhere. That is authentication. Okay. Like when you're writing, let's say you open your LinkedIn profile, you write your username, okay, XYZ, whatever XYZ at the rate of gmail.com, your username is there. Then how you will authenticate, how the LinkedIn will know that you are that person who you are claiming to be. Okay, that will happen with password. You will give the password, only you know that password. Okay, that is authentication. So authentication can happen with a password, with a pin, with a card, biometric, okay, security question. All these forms are things are there where you authenticate yourself, right? That is authentication. Authorization means after you get inside the system, what you're allowed to do, what things you can do in that system, that is authorization. Okay, so we are going to discuss these things here. Privacy, what is privacy? What is risk management? So in the risk management part, what we get, like risk management means there is a risk in the organization, the chances of damage you have. Now what you do the risk management means you will identify that risk, what risk you have, you identify it, then you mitigate it. Okay, mitigate means you treat it, treatment will be there. So for the cyber security, like for the CC, questions come from this risk treatment part. Okay, security controls are there. So you have done the mitigation, right? You have used the you have did the risk treatment. How you are doing this risk treatment? By using the security controls. Okay, technical control is there, physical control is there, administrative controls are there. So these are the technical control you are using, okay, in order to protect your organization. Let's say we are talking about in the organization term. Okay, so that is security control. Ethics are there, yes. ISC square have their own ethics. Okay, and anyone who are sitting for the ISC2 exam, they have to follow these ethics. Okay, so they have four ethics, right? One thing which you should know, okay, that whenever there is a tie, okay, you find some question and there is a tie between protecting the human or protecting the business. According to ISC2, you have to protect the human. So human life always the first priority for ISC2. Okay, many people tell me that how is it possible, because when the question come, okay, there are scenarios in the question and people say, why as a CISO I will go and I'll protect my organization. For that my answer would be, when we talk about exams, okay, it's not about you and me, it's about the vendor for whom you're giving the exam and you. So the vendor who is ISC2 here, he's saying no matter what happen, you have to protect the human life. Okay, this is what their code of ethics are saying. So in the question, you have to do that. Okay, you have to keep this thing in mind when you go for the exam. Okay, so ethics is also a part we have in domain one. Then the last is security governance and processes. So here in this part, we talk about policy, procedure, standard, guidelines, and the questions also come from that part. Okay, we talk about regulations, we talk about compliance. Okay, so these all things cover in domain one, which have 26% of the weightage. That means maximum questions are coming from this part. And the parts from where the question comes, it's security governance, okay, security control, risk management, and this CIA. From here, questions comes for the exam for CC. Okay, domain one. Now, when we go to domain two, as we already know, guys, that domain 2 has the least weightage, right? Only 10% weightage is there for the exam perspective. So here what we have to talk about. Here we have business continuity, disaster recovery and incident response. Okay? See, what kind of questions come here? I want to tell you, like questions, it's like statement based. Okay, that kind of questions also come in ISC2. So they will give you one question and they will give you four statements, and in that four statement you have to choose the correct answer. And trust me guys, when I'm talking about this webinar here, we are talking about tricks and what tricks you should know for the exam. So one thing you should know, that ISC square play with the language. Okay, the exam itself is not that hard, I would say. Okay, not for the beginner. If you are a beginner, yes, you have to study hard, but like let's say you have the knowledge about cybersecurity, your basic knowledge is clear, okay, your concepts are clear. In that condition, the exam is not that tough. But when we talk about the CC exam, they do play with the language, okay. You have to read the question carefully, because any question is there, they will give you four options for that, okay. And all these four options, let's say choose the correct statement, that kind of question can come. And it can come from business continuity. Choose the correct statement, they will tell you what is business continuity, and they'll give you four conditions for that, okay. In the conditions, like, you have to read the questions very carefully, because in one go, let's say you went for one go and you say, okay, option A is correct, and you tick it, you just mark it correct. But if you read it again for the second time, you will realize, now I'm getting confused between A and B, okay. So one trick which you should follow in the exam is, whenever you get any question, make sure you read it carefully, okay. Read all the options. First thing what you have to do, you have to eliminate the wrong answer, and you can uh, eliminate the wrong answer very easily. At least two options you can eliminate easily, I can guarantee that, okay. But you will get confused for two, I can guarantee that also, okay. So that's why, first read the question carefully, find the keyword in the question, then eliminate the wrong one first. After eliminating the wrong one, whatever you are left with, okay, read that again and again, and then answer it. 2 hours are there for the exam, okay. We will be talking about the exam pattern. You will get 2 hours. 2 hours are enough. You don't have to be in hurry, okay. You can take your time, read the question carefully and answer it, because exam itself is not tough, but the way they present the questions are a bit tricky, okay. So people, they know about it, they know the question, they have done the training well, they went for the exam, but because they are not reading the question carefully, then they somehow fall behind, okay. So this is one trick you have to follow when we go for the CC exam. Fine. Now when we talk about this one, like domain 2, here in the domain 2 we have business continuity, we have disaster recovery, we have incident response. So in the business continuity, what we are going to cover, like what we cover in domain 2, we cover about business continuity planning, about business continuity clone controls, high availability and fault tolerance. So all these things are there. So business continuity is what? In simple terms, business continuity ensure critical operations carry on despite in interruption of any kind, whether unseen or unplanned, okay. So business continuity, what it says my business should be continue at a time of any disaster. And the disaster means, I don't care, I'm not talking about cybersecurity here, I'm talking about any kind of disaster. It can be flood, it can be hurricane, it can be uh, system failure, anything, power outage. So business continuity says the business should continue, my essential business should be continue. Or if you have the downtime also, it should be minimum, the downtime should be minimum, it should continue more, okay. So that is business continuity. So for that we have different things which we discuss in the class, okay, how you can achieve it and all. Disaster recovery comes after business continuity, okay. So disaster recovery says, like, let's say something happened, system got failed. So now how you recover it, how quickly you will recover the system so that you can continue the work, that is disaster recovery, okay. So this is business continuity and disaster recovery. Then we have incident response. So in the incident response, what happened? It is like incident. Okay, incident is means something negative happened, something happened in the organization. Okay, in the cybersecurity perspective, a malware attack happened. So now in the organization, we have incident response team. Okay, they come in the picture, they correct that. I would say disaster. Okay, team is there, they have different phases, they follow the phases and they correct it. So that is incident response, okay. So we discuss about these things in domain 2. Fine. And the weightage is 10%. The question I already discussed, the question will be statement kind, which comes from this part. and about the some question come from this disaster recovery, okay, and some come from this incident response, the phases of incident response, okay. So these kind of questions come here. Then we have domain 3, which is access control. So in the domain 3, what we have, domain 3, as I already mentioned, that right now we are getting good amount of questions from this one currently, right? If anyone who are going to sit for the exam this time, like from last 3 months, whoever like my students went for the exam, they told me that the question is coming from access control, okay. So yeah, questions are coming from this domain as well. So what we are going to discuss here, we have two things here. One is physical access control, last one is logical access control. Okay, so in the physical access control, we are talking about physical security control, lock and keys, right? Door, security guard means tangible things, correct? So that is physical security. Tangible things you are using, okay, you are using CCTV camera, it's a tangible thing. So that is physical security. So here, when we talk about physical access, we are in this part we will be talking about physical security controls, we will be talking about monitoring, okay, we will be talking about designing for security. So all these things covered in physical security control. Then we have logical security control, okay. Logical means technical thing you are using. So in the logical, we have principle of least privilege, we have segregations of duty, DAC, MAC, role-based access control, all these things are discussed in the domain 3, which is logical security. Yes, correct. Access card can also be there. Okay. So that is a part of logical access control. Okay. So here, if I tell you about the exam perspective, so yes, question come from type of access control, which is DAC, MAC, and role-based access control. See, we have these technical access, we have this access control type, okay, DAC, MAC, and role-based access control. So everyone know about role-based. Role-based means we are talking about access control. First of all, access control is what? Simply access control means what you are allowed to access, okay, in the organization, what things you can access. And when we control that thing with specific, what we call systems, okay, we are putting some controls on it, like whatever things you have right to access, only that things you can access, others you cannot. That is access control, okay. So here we have physical also, it's a type of access control, right? We are using physical things, we are using guards, we are using security cameras and all these things to monitor, to protect our organization, our houses, anything from unauthorized access. So that's why we are using controls, okay. Logical means technology we are using, okay. In other term, logical access control means technical things you are using, okay. So that's why authorization, account types, non-repudiation things are coming here, okay, which I mentioned here. When we talk about access control types, we have mandatory access control, discretionary access control, role-based access control. So mandatory means no matter who you are, okay, you have to go for a mandatory things, okay, mandatory requirements are there. So these all mandatory and role-based are a centralized control, okay, center is controlling it. Role based means you, whatever role you have in the organization, based on that you are getting the access, okay. So you are working in a very Deloitte, you are working, okay, in a very big company you are working, and there what happened, you are getting the access based on your role. It's not about you, they are not giving you the they are not giving permission to individuals, but they are giving the permission which role you have. Let's say you are IT, you work in IT, so you will get the access to only IT department. If you are working in uh, HR department, you will have access only to HR department. Finance department, you will only have access to finance department. So that is role based, based on your role, okay. Mandatory access control, here what happened, it is something which is centralized control, okay, centralized, it control. And here, like when we talk about the question, so you have to see that here the classific, based on the classification of data and based on your position, you are getting the access, Okay, so based on that, you get the access in the mandatory access control. And usually, mandatory access control are commonly used in military research centers and all, where the you have to protect the data, and based on the rank, based on the position, only you can access the data. Okay, that is mandatory. DAC is discretionary access control, most flexible. Okay, it is very flexible. Means in the DAC, what happen? It is not centralized, first of all. MAC and role based are centralized control. Okay, but DAC is not centralized control. DAC, what happen? Who is the owner of the resource? He decide who can access the resource. Very simple example of it is your world document. Let's say you make a document in the world file. Okay, you are the one who are making some report, and now you are the one who decide who can access that report. Okay, you are sharing some link, you make some data. Okay, you share that link to your team, and on that team, only few people are there whom you gave the access, that they can edit it, they can view it. All for other of the people, you are not giving them any access, only view access is there for them. Okay, so that is DAC. You are the owner, you are deciding it. That's why DAC is very flexible. Rest, the other two are centralized. Okay, so this is DAC, MAC, and role-based access control. So here the question from this part questions comes. Okay, so they gave you the scenario, and then you have to answer it. Okay, that is the types of access control we have in the domain 3. 22% weightage is there. Good amount of questions come here. Okay, IAM is also a part of it, identity and access management. Okay, and I have seen questions come from IAM also. So as I already mentioned, all small topics. Okay, everything is touched in CC, so you will find everything, not in detail. Okay, because it's entry level, but yes, everything would be there, right? So this is access control part. Okay, authorization, authentication, account types, everything's are here, right? Then we have domain 4, which is network security, and it has 24% of the weightage, which is second highest after domain 1. So here we discuss about computer networking. We discuss about network threats and attack, threat identification, prevention, network security infrastructure, cloud computing. So everything, okay, we cover here. Okay, about cloud we discuss here, about network, about IPs, about protocol, about secure protocol, insecure protocol, port, what things are there. Okay, ARP scan, about IDS, IPS, whatever things, firewall, VPN, all these things are covered in the domain 4 part. That's why it has 24% of the weightage. Other than that, we discuss about malware also here. Okay, so malware, what is malware? Anybody, if you know about malware? So ransomware is a malware. Okay, virus is a malware. Trojan is a malware. Okay, malicious code. Malware itself is a malicious code, Rakesh. Right. So when we talk about malware, malware is what? Malware is a malicious code which is made to harm your system. Okay, and virus is there, right? Virus is a type of malware. Okay, Trojan is a type of malware. Ransomware is what? Ransomware is also a malware which encrypt your file. Okay, and in order to decrypt it back, they ask for a ransom, right? So all these things are there, which are type of malware. So these things we discuss here in domain 4. Okay, we discuss about attacks here, DOS attack, DDoS attacks. Okay, all these things are covered here. Okay, uh, VPN, firewall, as I already mentioned. So all these elements, right, that cover in domain 4. About IP, right? IPv4, IPv6, all these things. So that's why I told you before only I really like domain 4, because uh, we do have the discussions, and it is something like where we, yes, talk about OSI model as well. Okay, and if we talk about exam prospective, questions come from OSI, question comes from malware. Okay, question comes from devices like intrusion detection system, intrusion prevention systems, firewall and all. Question come from cloud. Okay, cloud computing. So these are the questions which come from domain 4. Okay, Then we have domain 5, which is security operations. So in the security operations, we have encryption, data handling, logging, monitoring, configuration management, best practice security policies, security awareness trainings. So these things we do in security operations. Okay. So if I'll tell you what is encryption, I'm not saying you to remember the hardcore ports, but the common ports like FTP port number 21, SSH port number 22. Okay, like that. The commonly known ports you should know, because for the exam, what kind of question come? Usually the question comes where they ask you the difference between secure ports and insecure ports. Okay, so they will tell you, let's say HTTP port is there, which is not secure. So in which port it work? So if you know the port number, you can know that port 80 is there. You will find the option port 80 will be there. Or you can say that HTTP port is not secure. What is the port which is secure? What is the port number of secure port for HTTP? So that is 443. Okay, so for CC, you don't have to remember the hardcore port number, but the basic one you should know. Okay, because the basic ports are asked. Okay, for the exam. Fine. Yeah. So see, now let's come back to encryption part. So encryption. Okay, this is something we have in cybersecurity. So when I was telling you this HTTPS and HTTP, see, HTTP means data is traveling in the plain text. Okay, simple plain text. The data travel in HTTP. HTTPS means data is encrypted. Encrypted means the data is converted into some unreadable form. Okay. Encryption means when a plain text convert into a cipher text. Cipher means a unreadable text. Okay. No one can read it. That is encryption. So you have some message, hello, okay, and you want no one to see it. Okay. So now when you send that message to someone, you will convert it into something which is not readable. Okay, that is encryption. So here we talk about encryption, right? Here we talk about data handling. So in the data handling, what we discuss about data life cycle. So data life cycle is what? From the time data is created, okay, till it is destroyed, it should be protected. That is data handling. Okay, we'll talk about it. We talk about data classification here. So data classification, you can say is restrict data, confidential data, public data. Okay, so all these things discuss here. We discuss about logging and monitoring. We discuss about best practice, best security practices. We discuss here in this part. Also a bit about social engineering also discuss here. Social engineering is personally my favorite part. Okay, there we discuss about types of social engineering, what attacks are there, okay, which happen in social engineering. So these things also discuss in domain 5. Although in my class what I do, I discuss that thing in domain 4 itself in complete way, but yes, a bit in domain 5 as well. Okay, so this is what we discuss here in domain 5. And about security awareness training is about all the like way how the training is given and all these things we discuss. So this is what we have in total domain 5. Okay, these things like in brief what we discuss. Okay, what kind of questions come from here? So yeah, one question I want to ask you, like when we talk about confidentiality, okay, CIA. So what do you think, how we achieve the confidentiality? So encryption can be used to achieve confidentiality, yes or no? Because what we are doing in encryption, we are converting our plain text into some unreadable form so that nobody can read it, right? So confidentiality can be achieved using encryption, right? So it is one of the way we achieve it. So I want to show you one thing. There is this website, okay, and here you can see it saying connection is not secure. So what it means? It means that they are using HTTP. Whatever data will go in this website will be in a plain text. Okay. On the other hand, if I'll write InfosecTrain.com, and here you can see that the data is encrypted, connection is secure. Means they are using HTTPS, or whatever data is going in this website is encrypted. So whenever you visit any website, okay, make sure you check this padlock. This padlock is the one which says that the data is encrypted and confidentiality is maintained. So here we have TLS certificate. Okay, that's why it's happening here, right? So this is what we have for encryption part. Okay. Okay. So this is what we have about the domain. Okay. So five domains are there. All domain have different weightage, and the question comes from the weightage part. So the one which have less weightage, less question come from there. The one we have more weightage, you have to focus it on more because more questions come there from there. Okay. So this is about the domain. Now let's talk about the exam. Okay, exam information. So exam name is certified in cybersecurity. Okay. If you talk about the number of questions, how many number of questions you're going to face for the exam? So 100 questions you are going to face. Okay, 100 questions will be there. Each question will be of like, I would say, let's say one mask. I consider it that. So each question will have that 100 questions will be there. The timing will be 60 hours. 60 120 minutes means 2 hours. Okay. Exam format will be MCQ. No negative marking will be there for the exam. That means you can attempt everything. Okay. How many score you should know? You should score 70% mark. 70%. If you score less than 70%, that means you are not qualified for CC. If you score more than that, 70% or more than that, that means you are qualified for CC exam. Okay. This is how you get the This is how the pattern happen. For the exam, you cannot sit at home and give the exam. To giving CC or to give ISC square exam, I would say any exam you want to give, you have to go to the center, and you have to in the center you will go and give the exam. Okay, so Pearson venue centers are there. When you go and sit for when you apply for the exam, okay, based on your location, wherever you are, you will get the list of the centers. So whatever center you find most appropriate according to your location, you can click on it, and you can book the slot for that particular venue. Okay, so you have to go to the center for giving the exam. Now let's talk about the tricks you should know. One thing, okay, I already discussed ISC2 play with the language. Okay, so you have to make sure that you read the question carefully, right? Find the keywords, see the options, and based on the options, you have to find the correct answer. So one tip is read the question carefully. Don't be in hurry because 2 hours are enough to do 100 questions. Okay. Second thing, in CC exam, what happened? You get mixed questions. Okay, it's not like all the questions will be tricky. Some questions will be tricky, some question will be easy. There are many questions I have seen which are very direct. Means they will directly ask you which of the malware encrypt your file and ask for the ransom in return of it. And you will get the four option. Ransomware is one of it, and you can click or you can tick on it. Okay, or they can ask you that uh, among the option which one is zombie computer. Okay, so if you know what is zombie computer, anyone, or have you heard about this term zombie computer? Okay, botnet would be a series of zombie computers. Bot will be a single computer which is command and controlled by the attacker. So zombie computer means a system which is command and controlled by someone else. Okay, in simple term, it's like, let's say you guys are sitting in my session. I'll send you a link. Okay, I paste a link here in the chat box and I'll ask you guys to click on it. You guys will click on the link, right? Now as soon as you click on it, I have sent a malware in the link. Okay, and as soon as you click on it, I'll have a like rat remote access trojan. I send it and I will have access of your system. Fine. After having access of your system, I am sitting here at my place and now I can command and control your system from here only. It's like any dex, right? That you are sitting there and I'm commanding and control your system. Now, whatever I want to do, I can do with your system. I can delete the file. I can use your system for doing DOS attack, anything. So that is zombie computer. Zombie computer means bot, a system which is command and controlled by an attacker. Although the system physically the system will be with you, but I can command and control, remote access. I can have your system. Okay, that is a bot. Single computer which is command and control, that is bot. When we talk about series of systems, okay, like your all systems are command and controlled by me, then this series will call botnet. So they can ask you this kind of questions also. Simple questions can also come. So if you know what is botnet, you can answer it, right? If you don't know, you cannot answer it. So every time the questions won't be tricky. Some questions will be very straight. You just read the question. If you know the concept, your concepts are clear, you can directly tick it. Okay, this is the second thing. Third thing about the exam is, when you go and sit for the exam, like when you give the exam, one thing you will find, okay, and many people, trust me, many people don't know about it. Okay, until unless you won't go and sit for the exam, this is, you will have this experience, you will have only when you are going and sitting for the exam. So let's say first question will come in front of you. Okay, usually what we do, it's, let's say some question came and you are confused for it. Okay, so what approach we usually take, we say, okay, four option is there, let's move to next question. I will do it later. Okay, this is how we work. You will go to next question, you will do the next question, then next, and then you will reach to 100th question. Okay, as soon as you'll reach to 100 question and you press the next, okay, you won't go back. Okay, you won't able to go back. As soon as you press the next, your paper will be submitted. This is second thing. So what you have to do, you have to make sure that once you open a question, okay, read it carefully, give your time, answer it. Once you answer it, then only move to the next question. So give your time to each questions. Okay, 2 hours are enough. Again, I'm saying this thing. Move to next question, then do the next question. Don't leave it, because if you leave the question, you won't able to go back again and do it. So at first attempt only, attempt the question and then move to next question. Okay, this is the second thing. Third thing, which many people don't know. Many people, they go for the exam, they sit for the exam, and there only they came to know that, okay, this is also a catch we have for CC. So this is the thing. Okay, yeah, so yes, you cannot, you cannot, you have to answer it. So that's why I'm telling you, read it carefully, give your time and do it. Okay, so this is the second thing you have to follow. Okay, uh, and yes, see, when you go for the exam, you have to go to the center. Okay, and this 70% score you need. So as soon as you go for the exam, you attempt the exam and you come out, you will get your result. So you don't have to wait for it. They will provide you a sheet, and there, if you pass, they will write you have passed. If not, they will write you. You won't able to see your score. Okay, you cannot see the score. Just if you pass it, you will get the certificate. If not, they will write you are not able to pass it. Okay, so it happened, right? So that's why make sure you read the question carefully, properly see the ethics. What ethics are there? Four ethics are there. See it properly. Okay. Third thing is that some questions are very direct, some questions are tricky. Eliminate the tricky one, like read the question carefully, find the keyword, eliminate the wrong answers, and then correct the uh, tick the correct one. Third thing is that make sure that you attempt the question at once and then only move to next question. Okay, so you have to follow these four tips. And other than that, obviously, you have to train yourself well enough so that your concepts are clear. Although the questions are easy, but if your concepts are not clear, somehow it becomes tricky for people. No, 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 there won't be. There won't be any programming questions. Okay, it's simple theoretical things will be there. No command based will be there. No logic based will be there. Means CC, when we were discussing about the domain, all the domain you must have seen. No commands, nothing are there. Okay, so nothing will be there. Even they won't ask you tools as well, right? They can ask you what is IDS directly, or what is the full form of IDS, or there is a tool which is help for detecting the malicious act. Okay, so directly you can go for IDS. They are not asking the types of IDS. Types means the name, the tool name. It's not or anything. No, this kind would be there. Okay, so simple questions will be there. But yes, language, concepts. Okay, you have to take care of these two things. If any these two things will be lacking in you, it will be like, I have seen people who don't have proper training and they went and they do somehow didn't pass it. Okay, so you have to make this thing clear and then you can go for it and you can excel in the exam, right? So these things you have to keep in mind. uh what Yeah, as I already mentioned, again I'm repeating it. Only first attempt is free. Okay, second attempt is not free. So keep this thing also in mind. And yes, people do say that can we go and apply from another email ID, because you are getting a voucher in your email ID. So many people ask me, can I go and apply from another email ID? Will I get another voucher? Yes, you will get another voucher. Okay, free voucher. But once you go to the center, okay, so in the center, when you go for the exam, we have authentication there. Okay, you have your palm scan will be there, and your behavior based authentication means you have to sign on a pad. They'll make you sign, and your credentials are saved there. So once you have taken the exam and you sign the pad and you have your authentication data is there, okay, in ISC2, and second time you went for the free voucher, and again when they do the authentication, they will find out that you have already given the exam and you fail in the first attempt, and ethically you shouldn't get the second certificate, second voucher, right? Ethically it is wrong. And in domain 1 we read about ethics. So ISC square is really very strict with the ethics, and they, if you won't follow the ethics, if you do corruptions and all, you might be banned forever from ISC square. ISC2, you cannot give any exams in future as well. Okay, so it is illegal. It's something which is not acceptable, right? Because your credentials are there. When you go for the exam, authentication, proper authentication happen, and then you know give the exam. Okay, so this is the last thing. See, now we can talk about how this CC certificate can boost your career. Okay, so as I already mentioned, that it will help you make your knowledge better. Like you will have the knowledge about cybersecurity. It can help you in career advancement, right? Networking opportunities are there because whenever you go to any job portal, and people will, you have a certificate, so people will know, okay, they know something about cybersecurity, and CC is the proof of it. At least you are similar, like you are familiar with the cybersecurity things, basic terminologies and all these things, right? So it will help you that higher salary potential can happen, right? Compliance standards knowledge you will have, and transferable skill. So these are the things which can help you once you have the CC certificate, and it will open door for you to go for other certificates also, right? If you know the basics, you can go and sit for other certificates, right? Let's say you are directly jumping to a advanced certificate and you have no knowledge about the basic things. So when you go and sit for the advanced certificate, there will be terminologies which will be used, right? You will have no idea about it. So if you have CC, if you sit for the exam, if you have the training, if you know what terms are there, it will help you in future. Like if you want to go for any certificate, you will know the basic things. Okay, so this thing happened with it. And yes, if you talk about the job roles, so job potential job roles and opportunities you can have in the field of cybersecurity. So we have security analyst, security architecture, system administrator, junior penetration tester, software engineer, security auditor. Okay, different job description, right? Different names. Okay, you cannot say that only information security will be there, security architecture, like it depend on the organization. Okay, they give their own name, like for posts they write different names. So based on that, you will have these many opportunities. Okay, when you enter in cybersecurity. So, see, certification, I always say certification is a way which will help you uh, differentiate among other candidates. Okay, let's say 10 candidates are there, and among the 10 candidates, you three of you have the certificates. Okay, it's good, can be anything. Okay, cybersecurity certificates it will help you reach to the table, I would say. Okay, people will say, okay, they have a certificate, that means they have knowledge. Then it's your skill, what you have, what you present. It's up to you, right? But the certificate will surely help you differentiate. Like people can say, okay, this person have certificate, that means he have a knowledge, let's call him. Okay, so this can help when we talk about certifications. That's why people go for certifications, they apply for the certifications, right? So this is what we have for the job roles and opportunities.